hopefully everyone can see me. If my boys are watching, I love you loads. I'll give everyone a few minutes to start piling on. This is just an impromptu local election, quick live. I'm not going to be reading the chat because it will fill up with trolls. And just to give you the inside track on the next week's district election, which is for my old seat, which whoever gets will be just keeping warm for me because I ain't finished yet. Um, what I'll be basically going into is the candidates that we've got. Only one of them I don't know. I know all of them personally, apart from one, and the one that I don't know, obviously, I won't talk about as much. That is the Labour guy, and um, he probably won't. He'll probably come last because historically in this region, Labour do very badly. So the Labour guy, even though I don't know him or anything, I don't think he's going to get anywhere. It might be a wasted vote. And with with it, if he did win it by an absolute massive shock, if he won it, he would probably be proper out in the cold at district because from being in that district council, I know where it is, and he'll be the only Labour bloke in there, and no one will want to talk to him. They'll all hate him, they won't like him at all because if they're not actually Conservatives, they're probably somewhere centre right. There's not a lot of lefties in Malden District Council, so I don't know the guy. Wish him all the best, but ultimately, I don't think he'll make any waves at all whatsoever. Um, the next one that I'll move on to is Mr. Miller, who is the Conservative candidate. It's really funny because you don't see whether or not he actually lives in Heybridge or not. I'm not sure where he lives. I don't want to know where he lives, but if he's not sort of like local, you've got to wonder, are they just putting someone in just to sort of hope they can nick it? Because you would have thought they'd have tried to get someone that was local. You should be local to your area, I suppose. But the guy, I've known the guy for a long time, and he's a nice enough guy. But to speak bluntly, he's not going to set the world on fire. He's not going to be able to get in there and do much. As I said, I've known him for a few years. Not known him well, but I know him, well enough to know that he will be a very small fish in a very big ocean with some very big sharks swimming around him. And is all he'll do is put his hand up when he's told to. If you have a look at the voting records of the previous Conservative councillors in Heybridge, you'll notice that one of them actually voted for the Heybridge Gardens, North Heybridge Gardens suburb, which we've got no facilities for. We've got, the road we haven't got the transport links. We haven't got pretty much anything that we're going to need for that amount of houses. And considering that the whole of Heybridge, if you believe the science, that is, believe the science, believe the science. If you believe the science, Heybridge, most of Heybridge will be underwater in 8 years. 2030, I think they said that, we're going to be flooded. And obviously, as well, you've got to look at, the Conservative Party have brought out their new energy strategy. And the energy strategy is all about trying to convince people that they're going to bring their, utility bills down so that they can do new stuff like fracking. Fracking is awful. Have a look at fracking if you don't know what it is. And obviously the nuclear power, they're putting a lot into nuclear power. And I just think that we're missing a big trick. If we're going to come away from fossil fuels, then we need to go full on into renewables and stop mucking about with, dirty power and stuff like that. And apparently we're getting 8 more nuclear power stations, and you can guarantee one of them is going to be Bradwell. That just gives them dastardly Russians 8 new targets to aim at when we go to World War III. But that's a whole different subject and not local elections. So, if you have a look at the voting record of some of the Conservatives that only recently as well, you'll see that one of them voted to have the unsustainable homes in, and it just basically goes to show that, once they're in, they don't really care. They just do what they want. There are some good Conservatives, and there are some really good Conservative councillors. I won't name her, but yeah, that they even think that districts shouldn't have the politics in it. And obviously, the district council is going to be Conservative again in May, because they've got the numbers back. So I wouldn't vote Conservative. The guy, while he's a nice guy, he will not be able to withstand, or he just generally will do as he's told. He'll be a nice, compliant little, puppy dog, lap dog type thing. And that's no disrespect to you, fella. It's just the truth. When you get swimming around with sharks like Fluker at District Council, you'll see that you are, just another seat warmer, fella. The Labour guy, as I said, he'll be treated like he'll be treated like a leper, basically, because there's no one up there really that would respect his politics, and they might, be nice to his face and stuff like that, but he'll have absolutely no impact at district. The only way he'll be able to make any waves there at all is if he does what I basically tried to do, which was shout my lungs off every time I saw something going wrong. If you're at all compliant, you won't change things. You need numbers to change things. When you've got 30 other councillors right around you that are just watching stuff go by and not really pulling it. There's a few up there that are good. They know who they are. I don't have to tell you. But the majority of district councillors are literally just compliant sheep and snakes on a swindle. So don't vote Conservative. Don't vote Labour. Labour will never win. Conservatives will just give you more of the same. Then you've got the last three. Now, I know these three personally. One of them is a very good friend of mine. The other one's someone that I classed as a friend. And the other one is, I classed the other two as friends, I've got their mobile phone numbers. We spoke not just about politics and stuff like that. So I would have classed them as friendly. If I move on to the Liberal Democrat candidate, that's the one, the fence sitters. So Paula Spenceley, Liberal Democrat. 3 reasons to back Paula Spenceley: fighting for the infrastructure and services our community needs. Well, how you think you're going to fight for those? Because I tried, and I brought it to a lot of people's attention, and I got the attention, and it still didn't change it. So if you think you're just going to sit in the council chamber and be able to change things just by meekly saying, "Oh, we need this and we need," you're very wrong. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're a pussycat. Yeah, you need to be a lion. And just because you've got a big mouth occasionally doesn't make you a lion. Paula, and I can't help but think it's a pop at me. I was going to ring her up and ask her, but you know what? At the end of the day, mate, even if she says it isn't a pop at me, I feel like it is. She's put the recent antics of some councillors on Malden District Council have been so outrageous. Well, you never spoke to me and said that I was being outrageous at the time, Paula. And the thing is, mate, unless you want to sort of bring attention to stuff, just sitting there and doing nothing and maybe registering your disapproval at a council meeting is going to get you absolutely nowhere. They will laugh at you. You'll be the only Liberal Democrat on Malden District Council again, so you won't be treated too well. They will, you'll feel quite isolated and whatever else. And silly stuff, Paula, you really should do a bit more of your homework, demanding action to fix our potholes, pothole roads and pavements. So, Paula, potholes in the roads are county council, nothing to do with district council. Now, you can talk about them, you can chat about them, but putting them on your election leaflet and saying potholes, I'm going to sort potholes out, mate, enjoy. That's county council. I admire that you want to do it, but at the end of the day, mate, you won't get any further than anyone else has until more good people get involved in politics. Listening to you and working hard all year round, not playing silly games. What silly games are those? Now, politics basically is a load of silly games, and it is very pathetic. And working hard. I mean, if anyone ever doubts what I try to do, is all you've got to look at is my attendance record. Because when I left Malden District Council, I had 100% attendance record, which was better than the chairman, which was better than the leader, which was better than the majority. I mean, you can't get better than 100%, and that's exactly what I had. I did work hard. I went to more meetings than all of them. I went to the meetings I weren't even supposed to go to just to make sure they was doing what they were supposed to be doing. So, I mean, Paula, the antics, outrageous, and all that, and putting the needs, councillors who focus on needs of the community, not themselves. Um, I don't know if I'm not even going to, qualify that with a response, dignify it with a response. But basically, Paula, you're saying about like, outrageous antics. Paula was the lady that turned up at a parish council meeting at Heybridge Parish Council meeting. And Heybridge Parish Council is a brilliant little council. We actually do stuff for the community. There's some really good people there. And she turns up at the meeting and mouths off after the meeting that for no apparent reason, and get this right, called the council, Heybridge Parish Council, a council of hate. Mate, you was out of order for doing that. And uh, well, you know, you're saying about outrageous antics. I've never gone into Malden District Council, called the whole council hateful and whatever else. I've pulled up what I know to be true. You went in there just because you got half cocked by a different politician, but there you go. So, Paula, I won't want to talk to you about it anymore, mate. By basically slagging me off without even sort of like saying to me you was going to mention it. When you've got my phone number, I just, I've got better things to do. So Paula Spenceley, Lib Dems. Sorry, guys. She might have some fantastic ideas and stuff. Hello again. I don't know what happened there. It just come up that YouTube wasn't responding and stuff like that. So I had to go in, come out, and hopefully I'm back on. So I will leave. Yeah. It's Fluke or it's still in Polytrix. So sorry guys. I'll just do a quick recap. The Tory guy who I've known for quite a while. I don't know him well, but I know him well enough to know that he's going to be, well out of his depth. So he will literally be a seat warmer. Sorry, fella, you're just not going to be able to make any difference whatsoever. You're going to be just another little pawn on a very big board. The Labour guy, I don't know him. Good luck to him, but because he's Labour, he'll be literally on his own. I can't see him getting anywhere. I can't see him even winning in the election. He's actually just taking votes off of, the other people that could beat the Tory. Then we got to Paula Spenceley. Paula Spenceley goes into a Heybridge Parish Council meeting, upsets everybody for no good reason, and causes a council of hate, which we are not. She really made a lot of, she didn't impress a single person that night. She's going on about antics and whatever else. Again, she ain't going to do no good. She ain't going to be able to take on any of the people at district. She thinks she is. I'll enjoy watching that because she's not got enough character to withstand it. I don't believe either. So I wouldn't vote for Paula. And then you've got the last two, which is Simon Burwood. Now Simon Burwood's actually a nice guy. I actually like him. He was the former chairman of Heybridge Parish Council. The problem with Simon is, and Simon, sorry mate, I've got to say it, you're too fragile. You walked out in the first 10 minutes of a meeting. You quit at the first 10 minutes of a meeting, and just you're just, I'm sorry fella, you're just too fragile. If you can't take what was not even a nasty challenge at the start of a meeting, wait until you go to district and you see how nasty Fluker, Helms, Thompson, White, all them can be. Wait until you see That's good, mate. You know, um, you're just not lively enough, mate. We need pussycats in. Sorry, we don't need pussycats, and we need lions. We need lions in the district council, not pussycats. And I'm sorry, fella, you're just going to be another sort of like, oh, I'll vote whatever everyone else thinks. I mean, the thing is, mate, Richard, who is the candidate that I'll be voting for, the vote that the guy that would get my vote, Richard, he actually in the last 4 years 3 years, he's lowered council tax. Yeah, with the help of the other councillors there. Yeah, we all get on down at HPC, and the reason we get on is because we're community minded. Even though Paula thinks we're a council of hate. But Richard, when in the last 3 terms, when he's been chairman, he's been the chairman when we've lowered the council tax, which none of the others want to do. The in between that, Simon Burwood was chairman, and the council tax rose. So 3 years, Richards lowered the council tax. The 1 year that Burwood's in, it's gone up. The other thing that I'd like to point out as well, because I hate these politicians being on a swindle. Richard has never taken a single penny in expenses. Yeah, I think he's been a councillor for like 12 years, and he's never taken a penny in expenses. I believe Simon Burwood did. So Simon Burwood will take, as claimed on the expenses. Nothing wrong with that. But let's be honest, guys. When you're at a parish council level, yeah, and at parish council you don't get paid for. Yeah, you don't get a penny for being a parish councillor. If you're going to do it for free, you might as well do everything for free. You see what I'm saying? Richard's not taken a penny in expenses. I believe Simon has. If I'm wrong, I'll apologise, but I don't think I am, Simon, because I can remember having a chat about it. And like I said, Simon, I'm sorry, mate. You're just too fragile. You won't stand up for Heybridge. You won't stand up against them. And if you were to, previous history says that you might, throw a hissy fit and leave. All the toys come out of the pram. It's like, right, I'm leaving. I can't take this. Sorry, mate. You've got to be a little bit more thick-skinned. You don't seem to be. Other than that, Simon's a nice guy. So the only person, and I know he is my mate. I don't get on with all these politics. He's more righty than I am. I'm a little bit more lefty. He's a bit more righty, and you can watch the stuff we've done together. But Richard Perry has got his heart in the right place. Richard Perry will vote with his conscience, because the thing is, guys, yeah, if you vote Conservative, if you vote Lib Dems, if you vote Labour, they've got to follow what they're told to do, even if it's against the residents' best interests. So if, for instance, the Lib Dems say, right, we do think that the housing should go up in Heybridge, well, Paula, you're going up as a Liberal Democrat representative. So if they say, we need more housing, you're going to have to suffer that. Or how are you going to do that? Do you actually know? I mean, the thing is, the only person that Richard's got to answer to is himself and the people that vote to him ultimately, and he'll make the decision based on what he thinks is best for the community, which he's done for 12 years. Yeah, he's been a councillor for 12 years. He's been a chairman for quite a few of those as well. The guy, he is a decent guy, and he is pretty much the only one that can go up to district and, continue putting pressure on district to actually change the whole of the setup. Not just, sort of like do the right voting thing. I mean, he'll vote correctly. He'll vote with his conscience. But what he will do is he will pull up when any of them other, I'm trying to think of a nice, nasty word, when any of the other Wallies do something wrong, Richard will pull them on it. So, and he will be asking the right questions, and he'll make it hard for the other councillors to screw Heybridge, because Heybridge is considered the dumping ground for the homes, the houses, for the district and stuff like that. And all them other councillors that are in different places, they will all get together and go, you know what, let's dump it all on Heybridge. And Richard will highlight the ones that are doing that, just like I did, which was pretty much all of them. and they don't want the homes in their wards. They don't want the homes in their backyards where their voters will go, "Oh, why did you let the homes?" and stuff like that. And quite simply, Richard will expose that. And if he exposes that, it's going to make it harder for them to actually vote against Haybridge. Obviously, it all comes down to the developers taking Malden District Council to court and winning it anyway. But at some point, you've got to make a stand. And I don't think that is it Nigel, the Conservative guy, Simon Burwood, or Paula Spenceley will be able to be robust enough to actually turn around and go, you know what, this is wrong, and say no to it, and stand the ground. You've always got to remember that even though a lot of people, I mean, I was never, I don't believe in the political system, but it's the only system there is out there, and it's the quickest way to change things without, bloodshed and violence and whatever else. We do need a revolution, but we don't want a violent revolution. We need the powers that be, the people in control, the councillors, the district councillors, the county councillors, and then the MPs and Parliament and stuff like that. We need them to realise that the ordinary people are unhappy with the system, and the only way we're going to do that is by being those people in that system and shouting our heads off about it. You do need people that are going to be brave and brash and speak up for you, because you ain't going to get listened to. Every time I brought something up politely at district council, they would say to me stuff like, "Oh, it's always been that way." Well, it needs to change. And my favourite one out of all of them was, "Be realistic." I'd be like, "This isn't right. This isn't fair. We need to change this." And they'd go, "Be realistic." Well, if you don't try, you've got no chance of achieving anything. And more people in these councillor seats to start forcing change. You climb a ladder one rung at a time. So we start off at the low level and we basically infiltrate the system and make it work for us. Your council tax is going up, your services are coming down. We've suffered, because we've suffered so much. They're going to push and they're going to push and they're going to push, and you're going to need people that are on your side to say, we're not going to suffer this, and we are prepared to get ourselves in trouble even to try and stop it. Not just sort of like complain, be told to shut up, and then sit there with a face like a smacked ass kid. Guys, it's been emotional. Next Thursday at Haybridge, I think it's the Planny. I think the polling station, which is the Plantation Hall, opens up at like 7 a.m., closes probably 10 p.m. Please do me a favour. It's my old seat, which hopefully Richard will just be keeping warm for me. Vote for someone that is actually gonna keep holding them to account, not just saying they will. Because we need independent people. Whatever you do, don't vote for a party. The parties are the worst, yeah? And when you look at the people that are independent, have a look at the ones that are brave. I was just going to use a male derogatory term then. Yeah, so you need to vote independent, but not just an independent that will roll over as soon as they're barked at. You need an independent that will actually speak their mind and has integrity, and not just get in and sort of like accept that they can't change the system. Someone that actively tries to better the community. Give Richard Perry a vote next Thursday. It's Haybridge, it's district, and he won't be able to do much on his own. But next May is the full district council elections, and hopefully we will have 31 candidates that will be men and women, local women, men and women from the district, that can actually represent you properly, and that won't take no for an answer, and that will force issues, not just sort of like, dog poo bins and potholes and stuff like that, all of that inclusive, but the real issues, stuff like not being able to get a doctor's appointment and stuff like that. And that might not be something that district council can do, but if everyone was screaming it, if you had 31 councillors screaming it, then it's a big din. It's a very loud noise, and hopefully that gets things changed. And even if you're not, anywhere near me, I'm sorry that I'm just doing this about my little area, but I can only do where I am and what I'm doing really. But if you're out there and you're watching this and you're not from around here, have a look about becoming a councillor, even if it's parish or town council. That's the first rung of the ladder. Yeah, just get in there and start telling them that you're not happy, because when they start hearing that the people inside the system are starting to rebel, that's when they start making changes, and hopefully those changes will be for the better. So please just get independent people in, and independent people that have got that are brave. Yeah, we need brave, independent people to start a quiet revolution and to get things sort of like a little bit fairer. Yeah. What I'll be doing over the weekend is I'll be fully explaining the infamous point of order meeting, because it just dawned to me over the last few days. A lot of people don't realise that I was actually right. I was actually right, because I didn't just do it. I did look into exactly what was going on, and what I'll be doing. I've spoken about it a couple of times, but I'll be doing a live stream that solely will be to explain what the point of order was, why it happened, and why I was right. And if you've got anyone that's in politics that knows their politics, just say to them, what happens when someone calls a point of order in a council meeting? And they'll tell you they should have stopped the meeting. But yet again, it was one of them things, guys, where they don't want to listen to someone that's rocking the boat, that's wanting to change the system, to take the power away from them and give it back to the people. They just want to, try and make me look like a jester. And there is a point of entertainment to it, because politics is so boring. It's, oh mate, it's dire. And what are people going to do? Watch EastEnders, Coronation Street, or take take an interest in their local politics? Well, regardless of whether you like me or not, at least I got a lot of people watching what was going on and taking more of an interest in it, which ultimately is something that we desperately need. So, guys, Team Perry, vote Richard Perry next Thursday. The Tory is going to be useless. Sorry, mate, but you are. The Labour guy will be isolated completely. Sorry, mate. And Paula Spenceley, well, she talks a good fight, but yeah, she's going to be like a fish out of water. Simon Burwood, sorry, fella, you're too fragile. And Richard Perry, you are the only one that's going to be able to fully represent Cambridge and try and get a positive change. So, folks, thanks ever so much for your time. Keep an eye out over the week. I'll make sure I put a post up to let you know, but I'll be doing a full explanation of the infamous point of order, because if you don't know what my point of order was, I'll be telling you. And yeah, it's really simple, but it was ultra effective. And massive thank you to Malden District Council Chairman Mark Hurd. Couldn't have done it without you, mate. I can't believe you. What a wally! You can't believe that you actually facilitated it, guys. It's been emotional. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you over the weekend. You take care.